What's up, Dilly Vlog? This is my channel where I do my updates on my weight loss journey, and I have been going to the gym quietly. I haven't been doing videos there after every workout like I used to do when I was running. And the reason I didn't do that is there's a few reasons, like, okay, no one's going to see it or respond. You know, I don't get a lot of activity on this channel. I got a lot of activity on the one where I say I wasn't feeling life, which I'm glad that got some responses. But that's neither here. The channel, the original intent of the channel was to do something to help me stay accountable to myself and to document my journey for me, so I have something to look back on and give me some motivation in the future. And you know, I had limited time because I got to get to another appointment, but I still made it to the gym. I'm still working on my discipline on the food thing, but I've been going to the gym quietly. I've been going since February. It's April now, and I was talking to my boy about, man, I don't really feel like it's doing anything. You know, I don't feel like I'm making any progress. I'm kind of going through the motions. Sometimes I can do a little bit more stronger, heavier weights, and then sometimes I have to go a little lighter and I'm not feeling it, right? But I had to remember how I was when I was running, because, and there's videos on this channel where I was running and I really felt like there was a lot of runs where I felt like I wasn't doing that well. That, like, man, this wasn't a great run. I'm pooped, I'm tired, I can barely keep up, I don't know if I'm really making any progress in this thing. And then one day comes along, it's like, oh, I got a little bit more wind in me than I'm used to. It always shows up as a surprise. It doesn't show up like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. We do that, you have those bunch of crappy workouts, and then that one time comes in and you're like, whoa, you surprise yourself. If I were to coach anybody on running 5K or training for that, I would say that the speed comes later. The strength comes later. And in this case, I believe that's the same thing for the strength training. So while, do I really feel like I know 100% what I'm doing, and it feels like everybody's doing their own thing, and of course there's tons of distractions in the gym, the thing I am choosing to focus on and choose to remember is that it's going to take time. It took almost a year to really get decent at jogging, where I felt like, okay, I know what time it is and all that stuff. And this is the new hobby for the year, strength training. This is the new thing for the year. Every year I like to start something new. It was going to be golfing, and it could still be golfing, but when I looked up the memberships on how much it costs to rent those booths at Top Golf, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be doing that every Friday or every weekend, but I don't mind getting like something to hit a golf ball into the backyard or something like that. That would be cool, more affordable. And also the clubs, but that's a side tangent. But what I'm choosing to remember is that you're going to have a bunch of bad runs before you make any difference. Now, no, I'm not going to see results physically, visually, until I get my nutrition in order. And I still struggle with boundaries with myself and to discipline myself to make sure I'm eating everything I'm supposed to eat. I don't know what's the source of that. Why do I let myself slide there? Because I know if I do that, I'll start seeing more changes in me physically sooner if I choose to eat the nutrition the way I'm supposed to. But I still have a tendency to use food as sort of like a coping mechanism, to feel good, to help get my mind off of how crappy the workday was or how a situation was. And now I'm chiseling away at that habit, so I'm focusing on it. But the time will come, or the time has come, where I'll have an option to eat. I have an option to eat, and I choose not to. I have an option to take time to meal prep, and I choose to do that and stick to the food I'm cooking and stick to my nutritional limits, because I ultimately am trying to lose body fat. Now, I want to have protein in there, but I got to get rid of the body fat. I don't know why I'm poking my chest so much. It's like I feel a muscle there, but there's fat too. And I'm not saying it's like grown, like, oh, I got a big pec or anything like that. But I definitely do feel muscle there. And that's it. So one of my weight loss journey vlogs, quietly just going to the gym, and posting it, and that's it. So we'll see what goes on as I keep going. This will be month number 3 of working out, because I started in February. I kept a logbook, so let's look back, see, and that's why it's important to have a good logbook or something too. pay attention to what you're doing. So like at the beginning of the logbook was January 6th. Oh, okay, so I had workouts in January. I didn't realize that. I thought I kind of started in February, but middle of January, January 13th, January 14th, January 20th, February. Okay, so I started in January. Oh, wow, okay. Cool, I thought it was February. So 4th month maybe, right? But I do know that this isn't, I'll just get stronger, but I won't look any different until I cut the fat. That's the only way I'm going to look different. That's the only way I'm going to fit the clothes I want to fit and have a slimmer hip line than a waistline. Right now, my hips are larger than my waist. That's a little bit more normal on a woman, but on a guy, to me, it doesn't look the best. So, working on that. Somebody's burning oil. All right, well, I'll see you guys later. I'm out.